Alright, I am back with another video. It's been a while since I've done a video where I'm talking to my webcam. Long story short, work's been keeping me pretty busy the last few months, so I haven't had time to really sit down and record a long video on my webcam, and or do a bunch of small videos and edit them together. That's why most of the videos I've uploaded recently were through my phone. But I got time off to do another video, so I decided I'd do a sequel to a video I did a while back. And I'm of course referring to the Amazing Race video I did where I talked about a bunch of first eliminated teams I'd like to see come back. Well, now I decided to do another video like this, and it's basically me talking about teams I would like to see come back for a potential Amazing Race All-Stars 3 season. The Amazing Race has already done 2 All-Star seasons, Season 11 and Season 24, as well as 2 other seasons that saw some teams return, Season 18 and Season 24, but we haven't had an official All-Star season since Season 24, so I decided, what teams would I like to see come back if they were to do a 3rd All-Star season? So, I made a few rules, and I narrowed it down, and it took a long time to make this list, whereas the other one was just pick 12 eliminated teams that were the first ones eliminated out of over 30 teams. This one I had dozens of teams to pick from. So I set up my rules. First, only teams that have appeared since Season 25 were eligible for this list. Second, I didn't want to take any teams that won or any teams that came in less than 6 into consideration. So that means only teams that came from 2nd to 5th were eligible for this list. Any team that had already raced once since Season 25 started but came back in between Season 25 and Season 33, I also didn't want to have on this list. And similar to something I said with the first eliminated team season, any team that had broken up or in 1 or 2 cases a team member had died, didn't want to bring them back. So that still left me with over 30, almost 40 teams to pick from, and I basically just narrowed it down from there until I got to 12. So there are other teams that I consider for the list, but ultimately I just picked the 12 teams I want to see come back. Now there's no guarantee all these teams would be able to come back if they were asked by the show to come back, but just like, which teams would I want to see for an Amazing Race All-Stars 3 season, from seasons 25 to 33, these are the teams I would pick. And one more thing, at the time of me filming this video, I'm aware Season 34 is in production, and it's not a returning team season, but since I don't know anything really about Season 34 yet, obviously that season's not, no one's there is eligible for this list. But yeah, so this is just real quick, me going through 12 teams I would like to see come back for an Amazing Race All-Stars 3 season. So, I'm going to go through all of them all pretty quickly, and I'm going to go in order from Season 25 to 33. So, let's get started. So, first from Season 25, the team I would like to see come back from that season were Kim and Allie, who were the cyclists from that season, who just got unlucky, I think, I believe it was Singapore, and they just had trouble finding first they did not get the fast forward, then they struggled to find the right location for the final clue leading to the pit stop, and then they just came in last. They also appeared at the starting line for Season 27, and they were a team considered for Season 31, but didn't make the cut. I really liked them when they were on the show, and I'd like to see them come back. Excuse me. Our next would be from Season 26, Mike and Rochelle, who were the team Truck Stop Love. Season 26, kind of a mixed bag season in my opinion, as well as another season I'll get to in a little bit, that had teams meet at the starting line, blind date couples, and three of the 4 teams that made it to the final leg, because this is one of the few seasons that had a final 4, were blind date couples, none of which stick together. And I'd like to see Mike and Rochelle come back, because they were the only dating couple from the season who actually made it to the final leg. Sadly, they were eliminated at the midpoint elimination of the final leg. But I would like to see them come back, because, yeah, they got married after the race. And they're just probably the only team from Season 26 I would actually like to see come back. So yeah, that would be the only team from that season I bring back. Next, Season 27. There were actually a few teams from this season I would like to bring back, but I only picked 2 from 27 I'd like to see come back. First is Justin and Diana, the green team. Definitely one of the best teams to make it to the final leg and not win. They got married in 2016, and they also appeared at the starting line of Season 30. They were overall a really strong team. Some people found them a bit annoying, but I really liked them. And they were, like I said, a really strong team I would love to see come back. And the other team from Season 27 I picked was Tiffany and Krista, who were the cheerleaders. Uh, they were an all-female team that I wouldn't say was a strong all-female team, but I really liked them. And they really came close to make it to the end, but they just fell short in the final leg. I think it was Hong Kong or Macau, I forgot which of the two it was. They just came last in the penultimate leg. So yeah, I would like to see them come back as well. Our next Season 28. Now, as I said earlier, any team that had already raced once since between Season 25 and 33 was not eligible. So Tyler and Corey, because they appeared in Season 31, did not include them. But I still want to include somebody from this season. So I decided I'd bring back Brody and Kurt, who were the Frisbee players who got U-turned. I think it was either Malaysia or Indonesia. I forgot which one it was. And they just unfortunately came in 5th. I really like them overall. Really strong team throughout most of the season. They just unfortunately got U-turned. And I really thought they had a good chance of winning if they made it to the end, but they didn't. So I'd like to see them get another shot in a potential All-Stars 3. Now from Season 29, again, another season that had all the players meet at the starting line and they picked their teams. Pretty much the only team I really liked from this season was Beck and Floyd. But since they already competed again on Season 31, they're not eligible for this video, so I wouldn't bring them back again. So this is the only season from 25 to 33 I wouldn't have anybody come back. Because I didn't necessarily hate any of the teams in the final, or 2nd to 5th. But it's just like, Beck and Floyd was the only one I really liked. But since they already competed again on 31 and just happened to come in in the same spot, they lasted 10 legs, so 5th. It does upsetting that they happen again on 31, but like I said, they're the only team I really liked, so no one from 29 would come back. But Season 30, another season I really liked. This was the only season where I had 3 teams I would have liked to see come back, and it was hard for me to cut one of them out, so I decided I'd just pick all 3. So first would be Christy and Jen. They were professional skiers, and they have the distinction of being the highest racing average all-female team in Amazing Race history. If I remember correctly, they never placed less than 3rd on all 12 legs. They were 1st, 2nd, or 3rd every leg. Very strong all-female team. Really wish they would have won, but sadly they came in 3rd. But they were still an awesome team I'd like to see come back. Also would be from this season would be Lucas and Brittany. They were the dating lifeguards who got engaged. That's in the season. But sadly, during a connection flight to Bahrain, Lucas left his passport on the airplane. By the time they got a temporary passport, it was too late. They got to Bahrain, far behind everybody else, and got eliminated. Really liked them. Would like to see them come back. And finally from the season, in my opinion, an underrated team that struggled in the beginning, but then started to do better and then just had a bit of bad luck, was Eric and Daniel, the twin firefighters. I actually liked those guys from the beginning. And I thought they were a team that just had a bit of bad luck early on, but I thought they had a good chance, but then just bad luck in their last episode, and they just happened to get eliminated in, I forgot which country it was, in Africa. But yeah, I'd like to see them come back as well. So next would be Season 31. Now, again, sticking with the rule, you've already raced once, not including you, so Tyler and Corey, Leo and Jamal, Beckham and Floyd, because Leo and Jamal competed also on Seasons 23 and 24, not including them. So that only left 2 teams from 2nd to 5th, and ultimately I decided to go with Nicole and Victor instead of Chris and Brett. So yeah, Nicole and Victor, really upset that they were overall a really good team, but every single first place was won by a team that had already raced in the Amazing Race before. And I think if Nicole and Victor came back on a season that didn't have a bunch of returning... Oh, let me rephrase this. Came back on a season where there's a whole bunch of returning teams, they probably would have a better shot of actually winning a leg or 2, because they'd be on more equal ground with a lot of other teams. Whereas the 4 teams, not counting Art and JJ, pretty much dominated Season 31. And I think Nicole and Victor would have a pretty good shot on an all-star season if they came back. So yeah, they'd be the only one from 31 I'd bring back. Next, Season 32. This was one that was kind of hard to pick teams, but for the opposite reason, I was like, I could only pick one team. I had trouble picking just one. Because none of the teams on Season 32 really stood out to me that much, rewatching it. But if I had to pick just one team I'd like to bring back from 32, I would have picked Riley and Madison, the pro volleyball players and beard bros. And yeah, I did that with my beard as a joke. overall they were a pretty strong team, and left an okay impression. Season 32 was just an okay season in my opinion, so no one team from 2nd to 5th really left a strong impression. So ultimately, if I had to just pick one team, just to say I picked someone from this season, it'd be Riley Madison. And then finally, season 33, the most recent season to air at the time of me making this video. I picked there were a few teams on here I really liked, but ultimately I decided just to pick two. So I picked Ryan and Dusty, who were the best friends, where one of them got wrongfully incarcerated for a decade before he was finally let out. I really like these guys. Again, another overall strong team, and really enjoyed watching them throughout the season. Would love to see them come back. And the 12th and final team for my list, which might surprise some people, but a team I personally really liked, Lulu and Lala, the twin radio hosts. Overall team I really enjoyed, and I honestly thought they were a pretty fun all-female team to watch. I just think Raquel and Shayla got a little more attention overall in the season, and obviously they made it to the finals. Lulu and Lala did not. But I personally would have preferred to see Lulu and Lala come back over Raquel and Kayla. And so, yeah, that's why I picked them on the list. Because, again, this is my list of teams I'd like to see. And so, ultimately, that was the list of 12 teams I picked that I would like to see come back for an Amazing Race All-Stars 3 season. Now, will Amazing Race in the near future do another All-Star season? I don't know. Like I said, the time of this recording, 34, does not look like it's going to be an All-Star season. I do know there's going to be a season 35. It's still too early to know what that one will be like, but if anybody out there works on The Amazing Race, sees this, and you guys think, you know what, let's do another All-Star season, I hope you take my list into consideration, because I really enjoy all these teams I mentioned. Love to see them come back for another All-Star season, and who knows, maybe we'll get that sometime in the near future. If not, just something that hopefully we'll get someday. But yeah, so that's all I got left to say for this video. Please like if you can, and subscribe if you haven't. If you want to share in the comments below teams you'd like to see come back that maybe I left off, or maybe teams that I included that you don't like, feel free to share your opinions on that. And I hope I'll get back to you with some more content in the near future. Alright, take care.